Hi and welcome. I'm Catherine Ewing, founder and chief inspirational officer here at Reawaken Your Dreamer, where I show people just like yourselves, talented, smart, committed, successful, who are trying to grow their business or be more of themselves in the world, to experience more joy and abundance, but maybe getting in their own way with some self-sabotage, low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, limiting beliefs, to really begin to break through those energetic patterns, because that's what they are. They're old patterns that are held in our energy field that don't allow us to move beyond a certain point. No matter how hard we try, no matter how much studying we do, we're just held hostage, if you will, by these old beliefs and these old energetic patterns. So today, on the 3rd of July, on the cusp of the 4th of July, when we talk about freedom and independence, it feels really important to spend a little bit of time talking about how we might break through those limiting beliefs, those energetic patterns, and break out of those places where we're feeling stuck and constricted and contracted into a place where we're feeling more freedom and more independence and more expanded and like everything is possible. So we're going to do a little bit of EFT on that today. For those of you who are not familiar with EFT or emotional freedom technique, we're going to start with a setup phrase on the karate chop point. And the setup phrase for me is I just tell the truth, what the problem is, and then create some kind of balancing statement, a statement of acceptance of myself or the situation. And what that does is really just allow for some new neural pathways to begin to be created in the brain, some new associations to be made. And so we tap on the karate chop spot 3 times while we're setting up that phrase, and then we move through the tapping sequence, and it's really very simple. If you just follow along, even if you haven't done it before, no worries. It's really easy. So just follow along with me, and I'm just going to create the script as I go. So here we go. On the karate chop point, doesn't matter which hand you use, whatever's comfortable for you. Even though I have these fears and this low self-esteem and lack of self-confidence that holds me back, I know that I have a lot to offer, and I know that life can feel different than it does right now. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I've got this low self-esteem and I lack confidence and sometimes I sabotage myself, I really would like it to be different. I'd like to live my life more freely. I'd like to bring my gifts into the world more brilliantly. And I would love to feel more authentic and joyful. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I worry and sometimes I talk myself out of things that I know I can do, and I don't understand why I'm afraid, because other people tell me I can do them, but I stop myself. I hold back. I procrastinate. I self-sabotage. I get paralyzed from fear or confusion, and it's really frustrating. And even with the truth of all of that, I deeply love and accept myself. All this worry, all this fear and anxiety that holds me back. I'm smart, and I know that. I'm talented, and I know that. I have so much to share, and I know that too, but something holds me back. All this worry about not being good enough, of being found out, right? Of embarrassing myself, of not saying the right thing. This fear that people will somehow discover that I'm not all I promote myself to be, that somehow I'm not being honest and I can't deliver on what I say I can do. This fear of being humiliated, this fear of making a fool of myself, of not knowing what to say, of not having the answer to whatever question someone might ask me. Fear of somehow being called a fraud or a charlatan, Like, who do I think I am to be making these kinds of claims? Who do I think I am to be wanting more abundance, to be wanting greater freedom or joy in my life? Why can't I be satisfied? Why can't I just accept the things the way they are and be happy with my life the way it is? I am happy in a lot of ways, but I also know that there can be more. And I want more. I want to bring my gifts into the world in a bigger way. I want more expansion and freedom. I want to live with a sense of possibility instead of dread and fear and worry and anxiety. Sometimes that borders on panic attacks, or not being able to sleep at night, not being able to shut down my brain because there's just so many things running through it. I want to live with more peace. I want to live with a sense of inner calmness and serenity. So I'm going to tap and consider the possibility that it could be different, that I could let go and release this negative thinking, these anxious thoughts, all of this worry. Perhaps it is possible to be in a place of deeper peace where I feel more freedom and greater independence. I love that idea. Having more freedom in my life, more freedom to breathe, more freedom to be myself, more freedom to be creative, more freedom to bring all of me without worry, without fear of judgment or criticism or someone pointing the finger. I know where some of this comes from, but it's in my past, and I don't want to be carrying it around anymore. And I know that tapping can help release that. If I speak the truth and tap, I can release those old beliefs, those beliefs about not being good enough, or not being deserving, or settling for less than I really want. I can tap, and I can choose new beliefs, because those beliefs were not truths. They may have been somebody's truth, but they're not the truth. They may have belonged to my parents, or my teachers, or people at school, or older siblings, but they're not the truth of who I am. And I don't have to be boxed in. I don't have to be constricted by those beliefs any longer. I can choose to let them go and trust the truth of who I really am. Brilliant, gifted, talented, courageous. I have so much to bring, so much experience, so much education, so many gifts to bring into the world, just the way I am. And so for the 4th of July, I'm going to choose freedom. I'm going to choose independence by letting go of all of those beliefs, all of those limitations, all of the self-sabotage that's been following me all of these years. Because it's time. If not now, then when? I'm going to practice loving myself and trusting myself and reminding myself of the truth of who I am. So just let that settle. Let yourself breathe. Notice how that feels in your body. And know that at any point during an EFT script, if you want to put the script on pause, put the video on pause, and use your own words, please feel free to do that. because obviously I'm speaking to a lot of people, and I may not be touching exactly on the words that resonate for you. So you have my full permission to put me on pause, shut me up, and continue with your own tapping, and let it take you wherever it is that you need to go. So happy 4th of July. I wish you peace and freedom and independence from all the worry, all the limiting beliefs, all the self-doubt, all the self-criticism, all the low self-esteem and the lack of confidence. Full freedom to step into the truth of who you really are as a blessed, divine being here now to bring your gifts into the world. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful 4th. See you again soon. Bye now.